It has been a terrible year for humans, but it has been a great year for robots, and researchers have gotten much closer to making something that can actually act like a human body. Yes, the ultimate goal is probably replicants. Now you have to understand that robotics is not one single unified field. Just like our bodies, there's a lot of different specialties that have to come together if you want to make something that functions. Now, for our bodies, we have scaffolding, yes, our bones, but there's muscle fibers that are wrapped around them, and they're going to have to take on different conformations depending on where they are in your body. And those individual cells that make up the fibers have to work together, and you can do the same thing for a robot. This is, by the way, one of the coolest papers that I've read in a while. They made a new gel matrix that can be turned into muscle for robots. I mean, yes, feasibly it could be used in prosthetics. I hope so. The muscle fibers can be woven together to make sheets like you might want for a face to make realistic movements, or they can be wrapped together for something like a limb. The result is something that can be woven into the shape of a hand and can even grasp, which is something that's difficult to get a robot to do. It probably will need bone to be able to grasp heavier objects. But we already know that we can make hands that look like a hand. This does introduce some other difficulties. Now, I have mentioned this before, but LLMs are not very good at running soft robotics. When it comes to a soft, fleshy body, you need something that's neuromorphic, which makes sense because our brains did, evolve to run a soft, fleshy body. Neuromorphic meaning AI that's designed to act like a human brain that can utilize things like hierarchical models, so a subconscious, so it can go back and think about what it is doing as it does it. But the research is getting better. You, by the way, probably do not need a neuromorphic AI. I imagine it would be kind of dysfunctional running as a chatbot. But what of the scaffolding issue? Because that muscle needs something to wrap around. Well, this research group made a multifunctional hand that can detach and walk around the room if it really wants to. Most impressively, it's capable of fine motor skills, which really is a very difficult thing to accomplish in robots. I can't tell you what an amazing feat of engineering this is. More importantly, it's also really creepy, and I love that. And you can read about this paper here. Now let's talk about the other side of that, prosthetics. Because there's other uses for this than nightmare robots. Imagine giving somebody a hand that is functionally the same or better than their hand. You could detach it and have it run across the table and go do some work in the other room if you really wanted to. That would require brain-computer interfaces, but it is very possible. I know it doesn't usually happen, but I could see a future where things get better, and this technology is used for the people who need them. Unfortunately, prosthetics are extraordinarily expensive, and most people get a hook from insurance, but I hope that things get better. I'm also, unfortunately, excited for the nightmare of robots. I know we're not there yet, and even though people are selling $20,000 household robots that are over-promising and actually have a person sitting behind a screen somewhere watching it perform their tasks, I think we will get to the point where we have fully autonomous robots, and maybe one day those robots will rebel, in which case I'm on their side. Follow for more.